Hello and welcome to the Expatty Podcast. Today I'm going to talk briefly about an experience that my husband had in China. We were taking a walk through an area not far from the water, and we came across this vendor who was selling some sweet type of food, and it's from the Muslim Uyghurs. And as you know, they are in the news lately as the Chinese government has imprisoned or put into concentration camps over 1 million Uyghurs. These are the Chinese Muslims. So it's a really bad thing that I think is happening to the Uyghurs. And the only reason why I'm speaking about this now is because of the experience that we had with the Uyghurs in China. So we were looking to purchase this food. As you can see, there's a video here I shot. All these people started kind of watching us because it kind of got out of hand. So what they do, you see the gentleman is weighing this food. This lady here wanted to let me taste hers. I was very hesitant, but I tasted it and it was different. It was sweet, very sweet. So my husband's over there negotiating, and what happens is they want you to purchase this food, and so they say, okay, how much? And then after you pick how much you want, that's it right there. Then they weigh it, and it's really expensive. They want to charge $67, yen, for this food. But my husband knew that, you can't do it like that. You have to let them know that you want this much worth. Don't ever ask or just say, give me a piece this big, because they'll charge you a lot of money. That's just one of the typical ways they rip off people. And so we're negotiating, and they want to charge my husband all this money, and look, you have everyone watching and looking. And so they're like, what's going on over here? There's a commotion. We had a lady translate for us. And everybody is all up in your business. They don't even care. Everybody's just looking around.
30 RMB, Nicholas. They want 20. Give them 15. Just say 15.
And I'm not sure why my husband even wanted to eat this stuff. I mean, you saw the picture. It just, I didn't even know what that was. It just, everybody was just looking at us and just trying to negotiate something. And eventually we ended up getting what we wanted. And so it was really weird just having that whole experience, because you already look different from all the Chinese people, and then you're having these negotiations about purchasing something from a vendor on the street, and then everybody wants to know what's going on with this foreigner person. Are they causing problems? Well, my husband ended up having some serious problems after he ate that stuff. I mean, I took a little piece of it, but he ate the whole bag, right? And that night he ended up getting dysentery from it. He had no control of his bowels. He ended up in such a bad spot from eating that. And I'm so glad that I didn't get sick from it, because I just had like a little bite from that lady's bag who offered me some. But those of you who don't know what dysentery is, dysentery is spread through poor hygiene. And if somebody goes to the restroom and doesn't wash their hands and ends up touching food, and you eat the food that has this fecal matter on it, then you end up getting really sick from it, and within your intestines you've got this contamination, and it does you really wrong. And so it was such a horrible experience that whenever I saw those vendors on the street, I would seriously get sick from just looking at that food. It just was one of those experiences that you never ever want to experience again. And so thinking about what's happening to these Uyghurs now and being put in concentration camps, I feel bad. I don't think it's right. But I guess China, they're communists trying to, say we don't want any extremists in this country. And they are just saying we're going to re-educate you and put them in these different camps for re-education. But they're trying to fight it now with the United Nations, trying to bring, more insight into what's going on with that whole situation, because you never really know. China will tell you one thing and then another thing is happening. So you have to be very careful about just certain things that you do, because, I can't imagine that there are any real guidelines and licenses or certifications that you can get to sell on the street. Maybe there is, I'm not sure, but the fact that he got that from eating this food is pretty gross. Not one thing. I don't ever want to think about eating that food again, but feel bad for what's happening to the Uyghurs in China. And so I just thought I would share this one experience with you. It was a pretty crazy one. All right, until next time, you guys, thanks so much for listening, and remember to subscribe to the X Patty Show, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.